you're going to learn something pretty spectacular today. Beverly Ford Evans, tell us what you're going to teach us today.
I am going to attempt to show you how to turn the lights on in a painting.
Oh, I need this so badly. I think we all do. Light creates the drama. And so you're going to take a flat painting and turn the lights on. Let's get right to it.
Okay.
All right. Outstanding.
I kind of prepped myself and I painted a painting that a few years ago, I would have said, this is finished. I like my design. I like my values. I like my composition. But I would look at my work and compare it to master's works. And I'd say, what's missing? Something, I just don't have it. And it dawned on me, I hadn't turned the lights on. I didn't have that good drama. And that will take a good painting to a much better painting.
All right.
So, I've set up.
Now, tell us briefly, tell us what you're painting on, what your substrate is, what kind of paints and boards you're using and brushes, etc.
I'm using a stretch linen canvas. We order our linen, and we've got a local guy who at our frame shop who stretches our canvases for us. It's a particular linen that has a double alkyd prime on it. And so it's got a little absorbency, but not too much. You can still move the paint around, but it allows you to lay in the painting nicely, a thin wash, and it kind of soaks in. So then you can immediately really get back into starting your painting.
All right. Well, I'm excited about this. I know a lot of people tuning in late already, and we're going to teach you how to turn the lights on in the painting.
Yes. I mostly use Gamblin paints, some Utrix, but mostly Gamblin. And my go-to brushes are by Treckle. I love their brushes, the quality, made in the U.S. They hold up to my abuse because I'm not a really good brush owner.
In other words, you abuse your brushes?
Yes, sir, I do.
Should we call the brush CPS on you?
No, they kind of like it that I do that because then I have to order more.
I see. And then they get new family members.
Right. So it works for everybody.
All right. Terrific.
So let's try to delve into this and see if I can pull this off.
Well, of course you can pull it off. Hello, Slovenia. A lot of people watching from around the world. I'll just mention to you folks, if you're new to this, we do this every day at 12 noon, and we have prizes every day. Yesterday's winner of a digital subscription to Plein Air Magazine is Subhash Nisarta from India. So congratulations. Today's prize, really nice prize as well, a Plein Air Magazine apron. To win, leave a comment. All right. Make sure you leave a comment, and then we'll pick from the comments and we'll mail it to you. Okay. So tell us where you're from too. That's very helpful. Okay, Beverly.
I'm working on mixing some paint right now. So
all right.
Giving you a little bit dead screen.
Okay. So what's the first thing you're going to think about when you're asking yourself how to turn on the lights?
Do I need to add chroma? Do I need to add just lighter paint? Do I need it to be washed out? When light hits something in broad, full daylight, it really washes out. Look at how I'm shaking. I am so out of my comfort zone here.
Oh, that's good. That's how we grow. And don't let it intimidate you that there are people watching from the Netherlands.
Thank you, Eric.
From India. Don't let that bother you at all. United Kingdom. Hello, Coventry. So you're brightening up the grass.
I'm brightening up the grass, kind of putting in almost the halftone, because when light really strikes something, full-blown light, it washes it out. You get your most color in the transition from the shadow to the light. So right now I'm adding a lot of chroma. Um, but I'm probably going to knock some of that back out. But I need to set myself up to know where I need to do that and when I need to do that.
So I want to repeat that principle in case somebody wants to put it in the comments, that, and we used to call it a bed bug line, but it's essentially where dark meets light. A lot of artists will put in a chroma, that's where your brightest chroma oftentimes goes. Is that,
Correct.
did I represent that correctly?
You did. And that's mainly because light washes color out. Sunlight will wash color out. So that's where I see a lot of young artists make the mistake, is they add too much white in to depict light, when really they need a little chroma in there too.
Yeah, well, of course, white also cools things down, and if you're adding light, light is warm.
Right.
Right. Hello, Egypt.
Holy cow.
Hello, Pakistan. Well, Beverly, you're pulling them in today. We're about to get snow here. It's Austin, Texas, pretty unusual, but it's getting really cold. It's supposed to get down to 6.
Oh my word.
This weekend. I'm
Well,
afraid
they're
our pipes
predicting
are
all
going to break.
sorts of things. I don't think we're predicting much snow, but we are predicting ice and sleet. So we'll see. You can see as I'm going back farther in the in my perspective here, I just cooled and lightened the grass down just a little bit compared to this.
Can you tell everybody why that is?
Because as you recede in your perspective, things get lighter, they get cooler on a generally. You lose some of your color, as if you think just strictly in the primaries, the first color that doesn't leave but recedes is yellow.
Yellow.
And that leaves kind of a purpley cast hint. Not that this has got purple in it, but it has less yellow. And then as you recede back even further, your red recedes.
Okay.
Which leaves you with blue. So if you're really going out in a long vista, you would you can really see that if you're standing on a cliff looking over a vista. Just pay attention to how the colors shift and why.
Okay. Somebody said Lauren says it's minus 32 where she has a wind chill of minus 45. Where on earth is that? Alaska? Wow.
Where is that? I don't want to go.
Yeah. I'm thinking about Florida about now. It's probably cold in Florida.
Okay. For now, I think that's all I'm going to concentrate on the grass. I will come back.
All right.
Those areas.
Hello, New Zealand. They're probably laughing at us because it's summertime in New Zealand.
Now I'm going to go to that kind of the dirt path area.
All right.
And
hello, Norway.
Get a little more oomph and light.
Okay.
If I can mix.
So if you just tuned in, there's a lot of you that just tuned in. This is Beverly Ford Evans in Nashville, Tennessee. And she's taking a painting that she did a while back, and she's realized it needs more light. So she's turning the lights on in her painting. Hello, Cozumel. 80 degrees in Florida. Nice. I'm coming.
And I'm really using these deeper, cooler colors in here to help my light show up. If I painted this solid, then it would just be solid. There would be very little interest, and the light would not have the same impact. Let me see how that acts like it's.
I can't tell if are you putting a lighter color in now? It looks like it.
It is, yes. It's
But
a
it's
lighter
cool.
color. It's a warmer color.
All right.
I'm using the mid-tone cools underneath to help my light act like light.
All right. Hello, Pakistan. It says hello with love. Hello, Scotland, Aberdeen.
Oh,
Love
Scotland,
Aberdeen.
my fave.
I think we're going to go over.
Fave, I've just picked Scotland.
So I started a new Facebook group today, Beverly. It's called Painters Bucket List. And I'm trying to get everybody to post pictures of places they want to go paint. And then I'm going to start planning trips from it.
Oh, nice.
Scotland's definitely on the bucket list. I've painted there 2 or 3 times.
It is. It's a dream. It's just such a great country and landscape, and the people are great.
Beverly, is it at all possible to get your camera a little closer?
Let me see.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll just say hi to everybody. I'm Eric Rhoads from Fine Art Connoisseur and Plein Air Magazines. We're here every day at 12 noon. I don't have a name for the show, but I'm thinking about giving it a name, and I'm looking for suggestions. Our guest today is Beverly Ford Evans. Let me show you a little bit of her work, just so you can get a feel for it. A lot of beautiful work.
Thank you.
And okay, Beverly is putting light into her painting now. She's taking an older painting and turning the lights on. You know, the other thing that happens, Beverly, is our color and our lights tend to sink in when things dry. So that's another good reason to go back in and restate it, isn't it?
It is. It is. I find that the darks tend to fade more than the lights do, though. But what that does is it brings the values closer together, which makes your lights not have quite the same impact as it did when you first painted it. And so that's why a lot of times you hear people talk about using a retouch varnish or oiling in their painting before they repaint on it, before they go back into it.
Yeah.
And that's to bring your darks back out, you know, richen them up and make them so you can really know.
Yeah, because otherwise you get surprised when you lay varnish down, don't you?
Right. I hope this is showing up that y'all can see that
We all can see.
some light is being added. There's particular, got to mix another color. Sorry.
Can't find painter's bucket list. Well, I'll see if I can find a link here. Joining late from Wisconsin while we're doing, Beverly Ford Evans is adding light to her painting to make it light up more.
Just added a lot of light right there.
You sure did.
Maybe not really the light I wanted, but it is paint. We can always go back.
That's right. Nice thing about oil paint, it's very forgiving.
That is true. probably one of the main reasons I paint in oils, because I need a lot of forgiveness.
Oh, I see there's another group called Painter's Bucket List. Ah, mine's not showing up. I don't know why. I did something wrong. I'll look into it.
I think I got a little more light in that spot that I wanted to. So I'm going to come back in with some shadow and take some of that out and create a little more interest in there. Bring those more together.
Okay. You know, this is a good topic because, you know, we oftentimes do paintings from start to almost finish, but it's very rarely that we start with something and then try to finish it off. And it's a really good exercise.
It is really something I do quite often. I like to give myself the time to stare at it, think about it, give it the time it deserves.
Where is this barn?
This barn is in Cornersville, Tennessee, down in Hunt Country.
All right.
And it's just the most unusual color barn.
My grandfather is from Tennessee.
Ah.
Hello, Sweden.
If you hear a little bumping going on in the background, they started remodeling our bathroom today.
Oh, lovely. Well, let's take the camera in there and put the guys on camera and see how that goes. You probably have to make them sign a release.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking it's about time you remodeled that bathroom. Every time I come and visit, it's just getting a little haggard looking.
Well, when the contractor came to look at it, he said, "Oh, you've already started demo." And I was like, "No, it's just that needy right now." It was sad, embarrassingly sad. One of the things I'm doing now is I'm putting in just a couple of pops of darks, and that will also help the light have more effect.
All right.
If it doesn't have some sort of contrast, then it's less interesting. I think I'm going to go back to the grass in the foreground a little bit. And see if I can't punch a little bit more interest in there. Change up some of I'm going a little warmer.
You don't see yellow barns every day, do you?
No, you don't.
You know, I think it would be nice for you to give us an indication too. You know, architecture can be very difficult. I find it difficult. What's the key to painting something like a barn?
You've got to have your perspective. And I actually have noticed that there is a little perspective issue up here that I will correct here shortly. Just really pay attention to the angle of the lines. You know, practice perspective even outside of painting, just in drawing. If you've got good knowledge of perspective, then when you go out to paint, that's not something you have to worry about. So practice your perspective just with pencil and paper, just draw.
Yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube videos on perspective.
And do that regularly so you're comfortable when you get out in the field or when you're standing at your easel. Okay, I'm going to step back a minute.
All right. Stepping back is important, everybody. If you don't know that already, got to get away from it once in a while. My trick is I put the paper towel in the back of the room sometimes, and that way I'm forced to go back every few minutes.
Well, I catch myself getting cross-eyed and I'm like, okay, it's time to step back. Okay, I'm kind of liking where that ground plane is going.
I'm liking it too. Whoa, now you're really pumping it. Okay, she said she's using a treacle brush. What kind of brush is it? A round?
Well, actually, this one right now is a rosemary.
Okay.
This is an Eclipse long filbert.
In Sweden, the color of barns is iron red. Well, we'll have to come and see, Rosemary.
Most of ours are red around here. That's why this little ochre barn.
It'd be more fun to paint them in Sweden, though. I think we should all go to Rosemary's place.
I would love to
Rosemary, I hope you've
exact
got somebody
color
around
of
there
your
that can do some good cooking, Swedish food. I love Sweden. I've been to Sweden many times.
That is one place I have not traveled to yet.
If you talk about some of the most beautiful people in the world.
They are beautiful people, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Sweet, very sweet people. Very smart, well-educated.
Okay.
Hey, everybody's saying, let's go to Sweden. Okay, I'll put together a group. Somebody asked me last night, when am I going to go back to New Zealand? I think I'm going to try and plan a trip for this time next year. Maybe we'll stop in Sweden on the way back. It's only way out of the way. I think, Beverly, I just want to take a year off and go painting and just have all my friends go with me around the world.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay, now you're moving to the tree.
I'm coming up to the tree. I kind of need to fix this angle that I've got a little wanky.
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 Wanky's a good word.
That's a technical term. You can find it in Carlton's book.
After this year, I'm ready to travel anywhere.
I mean,
I think that's, they're saying that the airlines, right now you can get a trip anywhere in the world. If you can book a ticket, you don't know if you'll be able to go, but you can get one of my employees got a trip for, he's got a round trip to Russia to Florida for $300.
Oh my word.
So I'm booking my Russian trip now, just for what you would spend normally on regular, you probably could get first class. But they're saying the prices are going to go up because they're not going to have all the business travel to support it.
Right. Well, and they've had so much downtime, non-traveling time, that they got to make up somewhere. Okay, I'm liking the light in those trees better.
I am too.
They look like they've got some sun on them now. Working some edges. Other place I want to see if I can add some light is up in these trees.
Oh, that's going to be tricky.
That's going to be very tricky. What was I thinking?
What were you thinking, Beverly?
I don't think I was. But I'm going, ooh, that wasn't it. Sorry about that squeal. Sometimes it helps.
All right. So you're basically putting some light on those branches up there.
Right.
What time of day is that?
It was like 12:30. The time of day you never want to go out and paint.
Yeah, you're not supposed to paint. You're supposed to have lunch. I like to paint anytime. As far as I'm concerned, a day painting, even in midday sunlight, is better than no day painting at all.
Absolutely.
Although I don't like flat light, I do love the. I like to get up early in the morning, and I love that afternoon light.
Oh yeah, the afternoon light is my favorite. You won't find many paintings from me that say morning light, because I just am not a morning kind of person.
Yeah, well, you can fake it.
You can.
Who is demoing tomorrow? That's a good question. Well, I'll find out.
Bill Davidson.
Tomorrow you're gonna have somebody ornery on. Bill Davidson is going to be demoing tomorrow. And today, by the way, at 3 p.m., Jeff Legg is going to do a tutorial at 3 p.m. Green bottle with apricots. You don't want to miss that.
Okay, I like that, but it's too, I intentionally put it in strong, and so I know where I was going, but I intended all along to come back and finesse some things, just soften those edges, soften.
Paper towel is our best friend.
They are a good tool.
Speaking of Russia, guys, I'm taking a group of people to Russia in September, assuming we're allowed to go. And I've only got 4 seats left. There's 48 of us going. We're going to paint in the city of St. Petersburg and Moscow, but the small villages where all the great Russian painters went. We have private museum visits, including a private museum visit to the Hermitage. And then we're also going to some of the other museums that are not private. It's going to be fun. Beverly, that light's really popping.
Thank you. I just don't want these trees to be too important. I want them
I
to.
suppose if you bring too much light, you're gonna draw the eye differently.
Right. They need to have the same light, but they don't need to be as important as other things in the scene. So I'm just kind of scumbling some of those edges off.
Scumbling is a great term.
And go back where I want a little more pop. It's a push and pull. I don't consider any of my brush strokes to be so precious that I can't take them out if they're not right. Okay.
All right.
So, you know what I'm missing?
I know what you're missing. I can see exactly what needs to happen.
What is that?
I'm not telling you. I don't want to get in trouble for directing people on their paintings. They're going to get mad at me.
I think my little goats needed a little shadow.
Somebody told me the other day I sold a painting, and the lady that bought the painting, I always put secret messages in my paintings, or secret something. And she called me. She bought the painting. She said, "What is it?" I said, "I'm not telling you. You have to find it for yourself." She still hasn't found it.
Huh.
Sometimes they're very subtle.
It's kind of a cool little thing to do.
Sometimes I put self-portraits in my paintings, like in a tree or something. You don't see it, but once you see it, you can never unsee it. Not necessarily a good thing. That may have been a hint, by the way.
Ah, if she's listening.
She is.
Okay. I want to go to the sky.
Somebody suggested, this is a good observation, that the light in the trees makes the day feel warmer.
Ah, thank you. That's what I was hoping for. Do a little reflective light on this roof too. Because it would be reflecting more of the sky than this other angle.
Right. Now, would that be reflecting the blue from the sky?
Yes.
All right. Somebody said they paint turkeys into their trees. I think we should all put secret messages into it, and then everybody will think we're conspiracy theorists. Jaden Barnett says, "Can you shout me out?" You got it, Jaden. Tell us where you're from.
Hey, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden. All right, terrific.
Oh, come on, Beverly.
Don't lick your fingers after that, all right?
Or try to wash my brush out in my teacup.
Got to be careful about that. I wear gloves. I'm a gloves guy.
I just can't get my feel with the glove on.
The first guy who taught me to paint used to paint with his fingers all the time. And I used to say, you're painting with poisonous chemicals. No, it'll never. If it hasn't killed me by now, it won't kill me. And then a year later, he was dead.
Oh, no.
They found 250 tumors in his liver, and they attributed it to painting with his fingers his whole life.
I am
So
a frequent
I don't like wearing gloves either, but that's why I wear them.
Well, I can understand that. I am a frequent washer. I am always going in and washing.
Hey, if you guys are enjoying this, and our guest today is Beverly Ford Evans. If you're new, she is taking a painting and adding light to it. An older painting that she had that she wanted to get some light on to make it pop a little bit more. So that's what's going on here. Beverly is in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, now the light's coming out in the sky.
I don't have my head in the way, do I?
No, you're okay. But if you do, I'll yell at you.
Yeah.
I'm known for yelling at people for putting their heads in paintings. We got a nice crowd today. Everybody's hunkered down because of the cold weather, the vortex going across the country.
Yes.
Very unusual for us to have cold weather like that here. I took the dogs out this morning, and it hit me like a ton of bricks.
That's why we have a fenced-in yard.
I have to keep an eye out because we have coyotes around here, and little dogs make great hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, that is true. We have that issue too. I have our next door neighbors have a large outside dog, so we usually get warning if there's a coyote around. She's a good neighbor dog.
Well, that's nice. Hard to find good neighbor dogs. Our neighbor dogs bark all the time. Finally, the neighbor moved.
How much did you pay him?
So your primary purpose is to draw the eye where on that painting? What's the one place you really want to draw people to?
I really want this to be
The corner where the chickens are?
their goats, but yes,
See, I can't tell from here.
I know they're little tiny goats.
I'd like to get some chickens.
Chickens would be nice.
I just don't want to have to take care of them. That's the problem.
You travel too much for chickens. That's why.
Well, not this year. I could have had them this year. That's for sure.
But then what you gonna do with them?
Marie says alligators like little dogs where we live.
That's never a good thing. Okay, I am going to the clouds, but I've got to get my computer back on.
All right. So you have a reference photo?
I do have a reference for both the barn and the clouds. The photograph of the barn.
I'll tell you what, while you're doing that, let me just play something for everybody real quickly, because there are new people here who have not seen this.
Painting outside is fun, and everyone is doing it. It's a great way to make new friends, be creative, and enjoy the outdoors. But painting outside requires different skills than painting inside, and it helps to learn it from the best. Monet and the Impressionists called it plein air painting, and the movement is bigger than ever. Now thousands are going outdoors to paint. Once you master plein air painting, your paintings will be transformed because you'll learn to see light, color, and form differently. At the second annual Plein Air Live, a worldwide virtual online art conference devoted to plein air painting. 3 days of world-class artists demonstrating various techniques for outdoor and landscape painting. You'll get to know other artists and instructors personally through our breakout sessions. And we'll even paint together at the end of each day. This year's faculty includes Kevin McPherson, Kathleen Dunphy, Joseph McGurl, Camille Priswatic, Christine Lashley, Michelle Uzabelli, Dawn Whitelaw, Lori Putnam, Dave Santillanes, Bill Davidson, Don Demers, John McCartan from Australia, and more to be announced. Get private access to our exclusive members group to become part of our community and learn to take your artwork to a higher level. Plein Air Live, April 15th through the 17th. Sign up today and join the world as we learn art together. And for people who want to learn painting from scratch, start with our Beginner's Day on April 14th. We'll teach painting in different mediums like watercolor, gouache, pastel, acrylic, oil, and we'll teach subjects like trees, clouds, mountains, water, and more. You'll see your artwork get better faster as you learn from top artists from all over the world. Make history as part of the Worldwide Art Conference, Plein Air Live. Sign up today and join the world as we learn art together. From the publishers of Plein Air Magazine.
You save a bunch of money if you get registered before the end of the month. Now we're back to Beverly Ford Evans. She's laying in the light in the clouds. That's what I was going to suggest, is that really makes a big difference.
Yeah, I really think clouds are, in my world, clouds are soft and have soft edges, at least in this particular scene. And I'm really just kind of dry brushing over what I had. I added in some warmths to marry the clouds to the sky. I mean, to the clouds to the ground plane.
What do you mean by that? Marry the clouds to the ground plane.
So that they have reference to each other. They're not two separate paintings. They work together.
And how do you do that?
I added some warmth up in the sky
Oh,
because
I
the
see.
clouds
To
will reflect
make
the
it, yeah, I
ground
see.
plane. You know, clouds will reflect the ground plane too. So just a little way to.
I also would like you to comment on your composition of your clouds, because I see it, but I don't know if everybody else sees it.
I put them in with perspective in mind. As clouds come towards you, they're bigger, and as they recede into the horizon, they get smaller. It's, you know, just a perspective thing. And I also kind of led them back into the barn, which then brings you back in to the focus.
And that's what I noticed, is that, you know, a lot of painters do that. It's very subtle, but the idea is that you're basically taking objects and turning them into little arrows. If you pay close attention, you'll realize that the path, the dirt, is an arrow to the goats, and the clouds are an arrow to the barn.
You try to make it subtle and not obvious. Okay, let me step back again.
I received a little bad news yesterday. I will tell about it at the end of the broadcast before the top of the hour.
Where are we on time here, Eric?
Oh, you've got about 10 or 11 minutes. Now, I also want to point out to people watching about the difference in temperature in your sky. Do you want to explain that?
Right. That is also aerial perspective. As the sky gets closer to the ground, it gets lighter and warmer. And then as you go up into the atmosphere, it gets cooler and darker. This not having a whole lot of sky to see for that, but there is quite a difference in value and temperature between this area and this area. So I think I want to push the focal point just a bit more. Let me see if I can mix up something here real quick that would be subtle, but definitely bring you in.
It's looking a lot different from when you started it.
Oh, I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Now you're putting light on the rocks.
I'm not going to put it on all of them because I want you to go here, you know, ultimately, and hang around and visit for a while.
All right.
So I'm going to be selective on who gets light.
Okay. You know, that's always the temptation, is to have, you know, you see something, it'd be really cool to put a spot of light, and then you realize it's going to draw the eye away.
Right. And the other thing I'm going to do is to keep you there a little bit longer. Is add a little more of a darker accent right in here.
Just up against that goat in the wall.
Right.
All right. Starting to block a little bit. Hello, Netherlands. Jeff, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Oops. So I'm thinking that's about where I want this guy to be right now.
All right.
So you know what today is?
No.
Today is the day that Southeast Wildlife Expo was supposed to be opening. And because of the COVID thing, they ended up canceling the show. But they do have, they were able to create an online gallery.
Oh, that's nice.
Even though I'm supposed to be in Charleston today and not here talking with you.
Well, we're sorry about that, but we're glad it worked out.
Yeah, so if anybody does get a chance, you can go to Seaweed from your own comforts of your own home.
Okay. What is it?
Southeastern Wildlife Expo.
Southeastern Wildlife Expo. Somebody put that in the comments, please. Hello, Hungary.
You reach a broad audience, Eric. Okay, guys, I think that's it.
Well, you feel like you, yeah, all right.
I feel like I've accomplished.
So I was going to ask you, could you, and I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just asking, could you splash a little bit more light somewhere in that barn, like down there towards the chickens, to make that come alive, or would that be overkill?
Well, let's give it a try.
You can never, yeah, you can always experiment, right?
Yeah, like we say, it's just paint.
All right, we're gonna now we're gonna ask for suggestions. No, I'm just kidding. We're not.
Look a leaping trout.
Paint. So I got to tell you something. One time I was up painting with C.W. Mundy and Carolyn Anderson and Peter Miller and Todd Reifers, a couple other people, and we had a rain day, so we went to Peter Miller's house in the studio. And I had this painting that I had done on plein air, which was awful. I was just kind of getting started then. And so the group we did a committee painting. And so everybody painted on that painting. And I made them all sign it.
We have done that before with Scott Christensen, and it's fun.
It is fun. And everybody kind of sees something different. I'm going to put it in the world famous museum. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but we'll see. See, I think that really makes a big difference. Just a little light catching here and there.
Yeah.
Right.
Tipping on those boards. And this is just, I am just dry brushing. Just a skim over the top. It allows for some broken color.
Very nice. Now we need Mr. Ed peeking his head out of the barn.
Mr. Farmer Man or somebody.
You're a wildlife painter, right?
Go put a little greener color down on the barn there. Just
Somebody wants a cat shout out. Cat shout out's name is Levi. Levi the cat. All right. Shouting it out. It's like somebody said it's like the sun came out. It really is. I wish we had taken a photo of it prior so people could see the difference, but you can watch from the very beginning and scroll back. And by the way, all the episodes that we've done now, this is 323 days. All the episodes are on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Streamline Art and you'll find them there. Beverly, you're doing a great job. We're all very proud of you.
Okay, here I have actually a picture on my computer of where it was. I'm going to try to take my phone.
All right, we'll bear with you on this.
You can see the computer screen. Stay with
Okay.
me. Now I'm going to not do that.
All right. Oh, I see.
Okay.
It looks like a cow with a unicorn. All right. Oh, I see the computer screen. All right.
Oh, wait.
So it looks like the sky is a lot darker in that image. Maybe not. Very nice.
There. So from there,
And is that the paint? That's the painting.
yeah, we went to there.
Oh yeah. Big difference.
So if I knew how to turn my screen around,
You might as well show us your studio while you're at
that's
it.
what I was going to do, give you a little walkthrough. So we'll back up a little bit here. That's where, oops, that's where I paint.
Nice.
And I'm not doing this very well. I need to be able to turn the screen around, and I don't.
Well, you can't with this program. You can't. So you're just going to have to.
Okay, do the
bring your
best I
camera
can. So
All right.
got a wall of paintings behind me. Some I'm still working on.
Very nice.
And as we turn around from my,
Can you lower the camera and tilt it down just a little bit? There we go. Oh, you got a little living room in there.
yeah, we do.
Now, is that where Roger paints over there?
It is. That's Roger's easel.
Where is Roger?
He just evacuated the building.
Yeah,
No, this
well,
is-
it's probably
that's the
smart.
building.
I would have embarrassed him.
These, I don't know if you can, these big boxes that you see, wait, the easels on.
Yeah.
We've got 4 of these easels on 2 of these boxes. They are our wet painting storage.
Oh, nice.
And so this is where we hold classes on, oops, I'm trying.
Oh, so you've got wall easels. I see.
Yeah, they're wall easels on big.
And then the boxes are for storage paintings. That's a great idea. You
Right.
know, I've been
We
thinking
get
about
5
building something
students in
new.
here.
That's a great idea.
And then there's our library.
Very nice.
Roger's work. And we turn all the way around to my easel again.
All right. Now you got to figure out how to put yourself on camera here so we can say goodbye. There we go.
There I am. Oops, I got my hand in my way. There I am.
That's fabulous. Well, Beverly, you were outstanding today. We were all very
Thank you.
impressed with what you did. Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
inviting me to do this. It was well out of my comfort zone, but I did have fun.
You did fun. You did great. And everybody, a round of applause, thumbs up. And be sure to share this so your friends can see how to turn the lights on in their painting. Beverly Ford Evans, thank you so much. Please give our best to Roger.
I
And
will.
hopefully we'll see you around the world somewhere soon.
I hope so. Everybody stay safe and keep painting.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. That was really nice. Hang with me for a second here, guys. yesterday I got the call I didn't want to get. So we had in last year, we had the plein air convention scheduled for Denver. COVID hit. We thought we were going to be able to do it. We had to cancel. Then we moved it to Santa Fe a couple months later, thinking that that would work. We had to cancel that. So we rescheduled it for May in Denver. And because the president came out yesterday or the day before, I guess the day before, and said he's planning on having everything locked down through November, through Thanksgiving, we realized that was probably not going to happen. So, and plus people need some time to plan. So yesterday, the plein air convention got canceled. We have sent out an email to everybody who is registered. Please check your email for that. We've got some ideas in there for you. And of course, you can get your money back. In the meantime, we will figure out when to get it rescheduled for next year and where. That's always a little bit tricky. And then we will, in the meanwhile, anticipating that this could have happened, that's why we put Plein Air Live in April. And a lot of people attended Plein Air Live who have never been able to go to the convention and told us it was a great experience. And, there's a lot of folks who have said things like, I'm caring for my husband or my wife or my kids or my grandkids, or, I can't leave the house for whatever reason. Some people said they were housebound, wheelchair bound, and that they were able to go to a convention for the first time in ever because of being able to do it online. And the online experience is going to be great. It's 3 days plus a fourth beginner's day. A lot of people do both the beginner's day because you're getting some top masters there and you're going to learn their principles too and see things differently. So those of you who are like stuck on the idea of going in person, give it a shot. If you don't like it, by the end of the first day, we'll give you your money back. You have no risk. And so, but you will learn a lot from it. It's a different experience. There's still interaction with people. You get to know people from all over the world. We had 40 countries on Watercolor Live, which was the largest art conference in the world. So we think Plein Air Live may beat that. Let's make that happen. So anyway, that's what's happening. It's not great news, but thank goodness we have Plein Air Live. So I hope you'll consider it. Thank you for watching today. Remember, these are interesting times, aren't they? And the goal is to stay upbeat. You can get hit in the stomach a lot, because of your business or you're not being able to work or whatever. But if you keep your head in the right place, everything will be okay. And so my head's in the right place. I didn't like getting kicked in the stomach yesterday, but my head's in the right place anyway. And we have a solution. So we'll all get through these things together. And that's why we're here every day, 323 days in a row as of today. So stay positive, stay upbeat, keep your head in the game. Don't over binge the news. Right now everybody's getting all worked up again. Don't over binge that. I just turned it off and said, if there's something really critical I need to hear, I'll hear about it. But I just don't want to get all worked up. So, and you know what? We can paint. We can get away from it. Other people don't have that. And if you are new to this, you can paint. If you've never done it, go to paintbynote.com. I'll repeat it. Paint by note, like music note. There's free lessons there. You can get started learning to paint. Anybody can do this. You can do this. We're all in this together. And we would love for you to pick up a brush and try it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Eric Rhoads, publisher of Fine Art Connoisseur and Plein Air Magazine and Streamline Art. Thanks again. Bye-bye.